Have you ever heard the sound of an ambulance in the middle of the night, but then realized it stopped right in front of your house? Tonight, I'm going to tell you the story of an ambulance driver who transports not only the sick, but also those who have no way home. This story isn't just about horror. It's about regret, the last call, and a journey not everyone returns from. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, like this video if you love horror stories, and write in the comments, "I'm ready to hear the story." Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen until the end. This is the story of the last ambulance driver. In a small town that's always quiet after 10 o'clock at night, the sound of an ambulance siren can often be heard passing by alone. The siren isn't a loud, emergency-like wail, but rather a long, low wail, like a whale. Strangely, no one has ever seen the ambulance actually stop at the hospital. The ambulance was driven by Mr. DeMar, a night shift driver. His face was always pale, his eyes sunken, and he rarely spoke. His colleagues knew one thing for sure: Mr. DeMar never refused to call, even when the ambulance's radio was supposedly broken and malfunctioning. Every midnight, the old radio in Mr. DeMar's ambulance would turn on by itself. There were no patient names, no clear addresses, just a soft, intermittent voice saying, "Please, pick me up." And without asking any questions, Mr. DeMar always started the engine. The ambulance always passed through narrow, dark streets that were rarely used by residents, even during the day. The street lights were out. Old trees blocked the sky, and the air grew colder with each passing meter, as if the road refused to accommodate living people. One night, a new volunteer named Ryan accompanied Mr. DeMar. As the ambulance stopped at a deserted corner, the back door suddenly opened by itself. On the stretcher lay a figure covered in a white sheet, though no one had lifted him. As the ambulance pulled away, a foul odor filled the cabin. It wasn't the smell of fresh blood, but rather the smell of a body that had been submerged in the cold for too long. Ryan began to feel nauseous, while Mr. DeMar remained expressionless while driving. If you hear a voice, don't turn around. From behind him came the sound of soft crying. It was a woman's voice. Then it changed to a child's voice. Ryan shivered, his hands shaking, but he tried not to turn around. In the small rear-view mirror, Ryan saw the white cloth on the stretcher moving slowly, as if it were breathing. And from behind the cloth came a whisper, "Sir, I'm cold." The ambulance stopped in front of a dark building that resembled an old hospital. The sign was weathered and illegible. When the door opened, the building suddenly disappeared. All that remained was an empty lot and a large tree. Mr. DeMar finally confessed. Years ago, he had an accident while transporting a patient. His ambulance overturned, and the patient in the back died. Mr. DeMar survived, but he could never forgive himself. Since the night of the accident, Mr. DeMar has continued to receive calls from those who died on the road without ever saying goodbye. The ambulance is no longer an emergency vehicle, but rather a last resort vehicle. The tears in the background turned to soft laughter. Mr. DeMar turned to Rian and said, "If one day I stop, you continue." The ambulance siren wailed. The road ahead seemed to disappear. The cabin lights dimmed. Ryan closed his eyes, prayed, and felt a chill spread throughout his body. In the morning, the ambulance was found parked neatly. Mr. DeMar had disappeared. Since that night, residents have occasionally seen the ambulance passing by, with a driver whose face is never clearly visible. And if one night an ambulance stops in front of your house, make sure you're really alive.